Now that we've created our EDpuzzle video, we're going to talk about some of the features that you can add to make an EDpuzzle a interactive experience for your students. So your video is right here in the middle, and across the top you have 4 tools that we're going to discuss. The first one is the crop tool. So you have this long video, I don't know, 3 minutes, not that long, but I don't want my students to see the whole thing. I can crop it down to just a piece. So if I want my students just to see this segment of this video, I can crop it to where it'll only play this tiny little segment. And so whenever my students comes in here, they're going to see the part of the video that I want them to see. And this means you can use a lot of videos that maybe don't have, you don't want to show a 40-minute video, but you want to show a segment from a 40-minute video. It makes it easier to do that. So yeah, that's the crop tool. The next one is the audio track tool. We'll talk about what that is. Audio track allows you to replace the audio from the video with a video or a audio of your own narration. So if there's something happening in the video and you need to explain a process or include vocabulary that's specific to what's happening, that's what would you'd be able to do that easily with an audio track. So I'll just show you an example and let you hear what that sounds like. I'm going to hit the microphone button here, down here, because when you hit the audio track button, the microphone appears here. So click this, and you'll notice the video is now playing without the sound in the background. It just removes the background of the video that exists and replaces it with what you're saying. So I might narrate this and say, okay, everybody, make sure you get your pencils out. We're going to take some notes about volcanoes. Yes, you're going to learn all about volcanoes and how volcanoes impact Earth. All right, so I'm going to stop this now, and I'm going to let you hear what it sounds like. And you'll notice the video is now playing without the sound in the background. It just removes the background of the video that exists and replaces it with what you're saying. So I might narrate this and say, okay, everybody, make sure you get your pencils out. And so you probably don't need to hear all that. You get the idea. You can replace the video's audio with your own narration. I'm going to remove that now. The next thing you can do is to add an audio note. So an audio note is like a little remark that you can insert on top of the video. So the video is playing right now. I'm gonna let this little tag go for a minute, and now I'm gonna click it here, and I stopped it, but now it's recording what I say. So when my students going through this, the video will stop at this point, and they're gonna have to listen to me talk about volcanoes for a little bit. Now I'm gonna hit stop. And so it recorded a little audio note there. So let's see what this sounds like. Whoops. I'm going to click it here, and I stopped it, but now it's recording what I say. So you can imagine the ways that you could use this in your classroom, where you can stop and pause a video and have it and discuss something with your students. And ultimately, like, this is a powerful tool for when you need a student to be working on something independently, or maybe you have a substitute and you can't be in the classroom. This would be a great way to use a video but still be able to give students some insight and some of your own thoughts about what they need to be learning. So yeah, that's how audio notes work. We're going to remove this, and that's how you can use audio notes. The last thing we're going to talk about is quizzes. A quiz is where you can insert a question that a student needs to answer, just like an audio note, except now they're going to listen to a video up to a certain point, and then you're going to ask them a question that they have to type an answer into before they can move on in the video. And then you're going to be able to come back and look at those things later. So I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to click over here to ask a question. And you have your choices. You could just straight up come in here and type in a construct a response. You can do multiple choice, or you can have it be like a typed comment. So here's the question. I'm going to type, and it does tell you to make sure it's open-ended, because if you're going to make them type an answer that they could just pick from a list, you should use a multiple choice question. So I might just say, what is the meaning of life. So now I'm going to save that question. And to show you what that looks like, the little video is going to play. And you'll see it stop and ask the student a question. Boom. Now they have to answer this before they can go on. So once they answer it, they can type it in and they hit continue and the video would continue to play. And you could ask a series of questions through that video. Alright, so after you have added all of your narrations and your audio notes and your quiz questions, you'll want to save your video, make sure it's saved, and then finish. And we'll talk more about how to share this thing out, but when you're done and you have students in here that you want to share it to immediately, you can go ahead and assign it and share it. We're going to talk about that more in a minute. So you've done everything you need to do right now. You know how to create an EDpuzzle video. We will get a little bit deeper in a moment.